Hello everyone, this is Gear204 here, and welcome back to another update from my model world. This is going to be update 2.4, so the fourth update of this world, and this is going to include quite a bit of new stuff, quite a wide variety as well, so it should be pretty exciting for most of you guys to get your hands on and explore. This video here is going to cover everything else that's been added in this world since the last update, and anything that's been changed overall to the world. First off, this world is going to be available for download. It will be downloadable on my planet Minecraft. There will be a link to that post in the video description and also in the pinned comment. You can go ahead and head on over to that, download it. This is for game version 1.20, though you can use it for any versions higher than 1.20. I also do use a texture pack, so I recommend downloading that texture pack, which is also linked in that post as well. That texture pack will obviously make things make a little bit more sense here. So I definitely recommend those things to go alongside here with this world. But with that, let's go ahead and dive into the overall world changes. So we have quite a bit of overall world changes. The first is that I removed BAFTA builds from the world. I've decided to kind of stick with the full-scale ships for quite a while, so I felt the BAFTA builds weren't really needed to have on here anymore. So I completely got rid of them, and I've moved the full-scale naval ships right behind the oversized ground section, so they're pretty much front and center, and you'll be able to see them, pretty much right away when you spawn in. As for countries added into our Cold War Modern Warfare section, I have added in the Philippines, Indonesia, Chile, Taiwan, and Turkey to it. So we have quite a bunch of new countries added in. And then also for the World War I, World War II ground section, I added in New Zealand and Belgium to the lineup as well. The World War I ground section has also been consolidated, so there's a whole row, like the American row, the Soviet row. There's a whole row now dedicated at the very end for just World War I vehicles. I felt there's not enough World War I vehicles to where, it's going to be crazy, long lines, so I felt it would be a little bit more easier for people to find the World War I builds and all that if they were in their own dedicated section. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. And then I also went ahead and adjusted the colors used for the ground over in the aircraft section, and again we'll talk about that once we get over to that section as well. However, though, there are going to be timestamps to take you to whatever section of the video you're most interested in, so if you're interested in the ground section, you can skip ahead to that. If you're interested in aircraft, you can skip to there. So those will be in the video description as well, so you can skip ahead to wherever you guys want. But with that, we're going to start off with our ground section in the World War II area. So moving into our ground World War II section, I don't really have a whole lot to show you guys here, but the first builds are going to be the new country added in, New Zealand, and this of course here is the Bob Semple. I'm sure everyone probably saw that coming with New Zealand being added in, but we just had the Bob Semple, very simple looking tank here, and that's pretty much it for that. Then right next to it we have the Carden Lloyd Mark 6 tankette, so just a little tankette that was used by the British during this time period. So pretty straightforward builds, nothing really too crazy in terms of those. With that, let's go ahead and dive on back to Belgium. So Belgium is one of our other countries that's been added into this section. This one's another simple build, just the Carden Lloyd Mark 6 with the 47mm gun. So it was a modified Carden Lloyd with this anti-tank gun on it, so kind of turning into a tank destroyer. So nothing too crazy with it, but it is a pretty cool little build. And then over here we do have the new ground World War I section. So you can see here we have basically all my World War I builds all consolidated into one lineup. So it'll be a lot easier to find them and a lot easier just to look at them and explore them instead of them being randomly mixed throughout our World War II lines, which will hopefully expand a lot more in future updates. So that's pretty much it for our World War I, World War II ground section. Let's move on over to our modern section. Our modern section has seen quite a bit of new builds added in, and like usual, the United States and Soviet Union are kind of leading the way here. But for our United States section, we have the MATV, which is one of my most favorite MRAPs. I think this thing's absolutely awesome looking. But this design itself came out really, really good. So this is just your standard MATV with the 50 cal protected turret up on top there. So really nothing too crazy about it, but it's a really awesome looking build. And then right next to it, we have one of the different variants of it. This is the MLIDS, so it's a counter drone system. So basically it has like jammers and stuff like that on it to prevent, drones from being able to attack it. So it's pretty cool. And then right next to it, we have another MLIDS version. This one has like an autocannon and like a Stinger missile launcher system and some more jammers, probably radar equipment and stuff like that. So this one's a little bit more keen to actually deal with those drone threats and try to take them out to protect whatever, vehicles or convoy or whatever it's protecting. And then right next to it, we have the MATV utility This right here is basically a pickup type truck version, so has a bed in the back instead of having the extra crew capacity and all that. So that's a pretty nice looking build there as well. Then right next to it, we have the M60 lineup. We have the M60 Patton. So just your standard main production variants. And then we have the M60A1. So a little bit of different upgrades here and there to it, but overall really same tank for the most part. And then we have the M60A1 Patton. So a little bit different with that really weird turret design they had. And then we have the M60A3, which was the more pinnacle type design there for the American forces. But yeah, we have the Pattons added in now and those MATVs, so there's quite a few nice additions here to the American lineup. Let's go ahead and move back to Russia. So moving back to Russia, we have some awesome looking builds here as well, a lot of cool radar systems and target acquisitions and stuff like that. The first here is going to be the 96L6E SA-10 cheese board. So this is a all-altitude detector radar. I believe it's used in conjunction with the S-300 missile system and also the S-400. So it's a pretty cool looking vehicle, and we have both the deployed version here and also the kind of transit version right next to it. Then right next to it, we have the BAZ-6402, which is just a 6x6 tractor trailer. This is the same vehicle that's used for towing the S-400 missile system. And we also used it with some other stuff we'll take a look at here in a second. But yeah, just a cool 6x6 military truck. And then right next to it, we have the Nebo M, the KUROK. So this is the radar command post for the Nebo system. So the Nebo system is basically just a combination of a bunch of radar systems used today by Russia, and again, kind of used in acquisition with the S-300, S-400 missile systems. We then have the Nebo M, the ROMD. This is again one of the many different radar systems for it. Each one has a different role. I forget the exact roles for it, but there is a dedicated showcase video for these if you are interested in that. And then we have the Nebo M ROMS, again, another pretty cool radar system. And then the coolest one, in my opinion, here is going to be the Nebo M ROMM, and this is the large radar system. So really cool stuff there for that, and those radar systems are available for download pretty much as a whole pack itself. So definitely recommend checking those out because they are pretty cool. Then going down the line a little bit further, we have a Russian APC, pretty much a bunch of trucks here. So we have the Rita Baran APC-10, so just the standard production model here. And then right next to it, we have the Rita Baran CC, so this is kind of like a tractor-trailer type design. Then we have the Baran APC-6, so just a, I think, less capacity version of it. And then we have the APC-5, so again, these are really similar to each other for the most part. Not a whole lot of differences, but all just slightly different. And then we have the Baran Cargo, so again, this one has more of a truck bed on the back here for cargo. We have the Baran ASV, which is just another armored personnel carrier version. And then we also have the hospital version, or the ambulance, which is the AMEV, which is kind of like the medevac version of it. So overall, pretty cool looking builds, I think, and just something to add into the Russian lineup here for, maybe some scenes and stuff like that where you want some convoys with some of these armored vehicles. But that's it for the Russian and Soviet section for now. Let's go ahead and move on back to Ukraine. So Ukraine had a new vehicle added in. This is nothing too crazy. It's just an M11-3 with the ZU-23-2 gun on it. So it's kind of a Ukrainian type technical. Pretty interesting little build here, and something that's based off some real pictures of a technical I saw. So decided to build it. It's a fun little build. Nothing really too crazy there, and I'm hoping to kind of maybe expand upon some of the Ukrainian specific, T-series tanks and stuff like that hopefully soon. But yeah, some pretty cool little build there to add in. And with that, we'll go ahead and move on back to the next lineup. So our next lineup here is actually going to be India. India has expanded a little bit in our Modern Warfare section. There's been a lot of requests for Indian vehicles, so I'm trying to build a little bit more for you guys here. But we have the Arjun Mark 1A main battle tank. So this is the kind of their pinnacle main battle tank currently that they have fielded, that they designed themselves. So it's a pretty cool looking little tank here. And obviously in the tan color scheme, it's got a really interesting turret. And then right next to it, we have another Arjun Mark 1A, but this one has these little mine plows here in the front, which seem to be pretty common on a lot of them, but I did want to create a variant just without the plows there on the front. But still some pretty cool looking tanks there, and something that will make a lot of you guys that are fans of India pretty happy to have. And obviously there will be some more Indian builds that will be coming, because I've been looking into some of them, and there's some pretty cool systems I do want to recreate. Then next to it, we have the Arjun Mark 1 main battle tank. So this is the original design here. Has a lot of vibes of like a Leopard 2A4 type turret. But yeah, pretty interesting build. Same kind of tank chassis. Has this a little bit interesting camouflage design on it. But yeah, just the kind of OG version of it. So that's pretty much the new builds added in for India. And again, these are going to be in the UK India lineup as of right now. So definitely check them out if you're a fan of India. With that, we're going to be going ahead and moving back to our Asian section. So real quickly before we dive into specific vehicles, I do want to mention that I did split the countries up here. So originally we had pretty much all of our kind of Asian area as countries kind of combined together, South Pacific. I decided to go ahead and separate them a little bit. So we have Taiwan, China, and North Korea back here in their own lineup. And then we have Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, and for some reason I can't remember this one, and the Philippines. So they've been basically all adjusted so that they're a little bit more easier to read, and you know, they're not just a whole bunch of countries mingled together in these pretty short lines. So it's a little bit easier on the eyes there, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the new vehicles added in. So first off, we have the Steelcraft MX-8. So this is from the Philippines. This is a pretty cool little build. I'm very happy with the way it came out. So we have a Philippines armored car type design there, so that's pretty cool. Then we have the South Korean K311. This is a cargo truck, just a really kind of little rinky-dink cargo truck, but again, just really love the way it came out. It's nice, simple, and just a fun little thing to put around your base or something. And then we have the JKN Simpa, which is another Philippines vehicle. I believe this was originally a British design, but the Philippines were kind of the main users of it, and were the ones produced, if I remember correctly. So this is, again, kind of a cool armor personnel carrier type vehicle. And then we have Indonesia. We have the Pindad Komodo. So this is just your standard Komodo here with the protected turret up on top there. And then right next to it, we have the Pindad Komodo. This one has the anti-tank missiles, I would presume, or anti-air, but most likely probably anti-tank. So a couple of the Pindad Komodos there, and that's pretty much it of everything added into this section. And then right behind it here, we do have some new builds as well. First off here for China, we have the CSVP 3. This is one of their MRAPs that they have. So kind of cool to build a Chinese MRAP, so that's pretty nice there. That's been added in the lineup. And then we have Taiwan here with the Wanqing 2, which is an M11-3 with a Chaffee turret on it. I don't think these things really entered mass production, but they were kind of an experimental design from Taiwan. But yeah, just a very interesting vehicle here where they took a Chaffee turret, put it on the top of the M11-3, and basically called it good. So that is pretty much everything that's been added into our South Pacific Asian section. Let's go ahead and dive on back here to our South American area. So a lot of you might remember the South American section was pretty much only 2 vehicles, if we count South Africa that's mixed in here. But yeah, this has seen quite a bit of expansion here, and a lot of it coming with Brazil. So the first we have here is pretty much the different vehicles for the Astros 2 missile system. So we have the AV-LMU, which is the launcher vehicle. We have both the transit version and also the kind of firing position version as well. Right next to it, we have the fire control vehicle, which is the AV-UCF. And this one is the older model. So we have both, again, the kind of transit version and the deployed version. So just a couple different versions there for it. And as I mentioned, this is a older design. There is a newer version that we'll take a look at later down the line that they use. Next up here, we have the Astros 2 AV-PCC. This is the command level, basically, vehicle. So where your command staff is going to be located in, making decisions and stuff like that. So that's them right there. And then we have the mobile weather station, the AV-MET. So just a kind of weather forecasting vehicle. And then right next to it, we have the AV-VCC command and control vehicle. So this one's just a tiny bit different, really pretty much the same thing. So just a couple different command vehicles and weather vehicles. Then we have the AVUCF. So this is the newer control version. So it has kind of a little radar system that opens up, kind of like a clamshell type design. So this is it kind of closed in the transit version. And then we have the version right here where it's actually deployed and has like this open radar type system here, and you can kind of see it right there. So it's kind of cool, pretty interesting design there, and that's the newer version that they use for the system. Then we have the AVOFVE, which is the field workshop and repair vehicle. So again, just any kind of field maintenance this vehicle can provide. Then right next to it, we have the AVRMD, which is the ammunition resupply vehicle. So we have basically just the vehicle here that would carry the different missile pods and supplies and stuff like that to resupply the missile batteries. And we also have a version here with the stabilizers put down. So just a couple versions there for it. And that's the Astro's missile system. That's pretty much all the vehicles I was able to find that are part of it. So pretty fun line there. So if you're really wanting to create a cool missile battery, you have a lot of vehicles to do so. Next up, we have the EE9 Cascavel. This one here is an awesome vehicle. This is their upgraded M8 Greyhound that from World War II that they just continue to add upon and just make it into this awesome looking, kind of modernized looking World War II vehicle. Absolutely love this design for it. Came out really cool and just overall really awesome vehicle. Then next to it, we have the EE1 Euro 2. This is their new armored personnel carrier that they've been fielding. And we also have a version next to it here. This is the EE11 Eurovol, which is a kind of armored fire support vehicle. So basically the same vehicle with just a turret mounted on it. And then we also have the ambulance version, so the EE11 Euro 2 ambulance. So this is, again, their ambulance version for it, so nothing too special there. And then we also have the EE11 Euro 2 recovery. So I think this was more of a concept design, but it was a concept design to put like a crane and make it like a recovery vehicle that they could use. So pretty cool stuff there. And of course, we have the other version of the recovery vehicle with the crane kind of expanded. So you have the transit version, and the crane kind of in its lifting capacity or whatever to actually be used. And then we have one of the new countries added in, Chile. This right here is the BMS-1 Alacran. So they're half track here with the missile pod system up on top there. So nothing crazy added in here, but just a cool lineup there. If you're a big fan of the Astros 2 missile system, you got some pretty cool stuff there. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and move back to our Middle Eastern section. In our Middle Eastern section, we have some new vehicles added for Turkey. The first one here is going to be the TRG-300. This is a pretty cool multiple launch rocket system. So we have basically the deployed version, so the missile pods in a firing type position. This pretty cool camouflage. It's a pretty modern system on this really nice looking truck, and so that's the deployed version. And then you have more of the transit version here, so the missile pod's down and just kind of in a transit mode here. So really cool stuff there. I really love the way this truck came out, and it's just a pretty clean looking build overall. So it's got that cool camouflage and really love it. Then right next to it, we have the Alte. This is their main battle tank that they have created. So this is the T2. Very cool looking tank here, and yeah, just their main battle tank. I wanted to make sure we get this built to have on here. So yeah, we have a new main battle tank here for the Alte. Very cool looking vehicle, and that's going to be it for the Middle Eastern section. Continuing on, we have our oversized ground section here. So there are actually some signs now that say, oversized ground and all that. So it's a little bit more clear what this section here is supposed to be. But this is just anything that's too big to fit in our normal plots. So we have a lot of cool stuff here. The first one here is going to be the 96L6E on the 40 V6M semi-mobile mast. So this is these mast systems that the Russians use for their S-300, S-400 missile systems. It's basically got the cheese board here on top, and you can really change whatever you put on here. So we have a taller and shorter mast, which is pretty cool. And we also have this one over here, which is another different system here. This is the 92N6 on the 40 NV6M mobile mast, and then you have the other taller version right next to it. And these are different radar systems that I have put on some of my trucks, so they could either be on trucks or these mast systems, depending on what they intend to use them for. But yeah, some pretty cool stuff there. Really love the way they came out, and I just love these mobile mast systems from the Soviet/Russian basically deployments. And then we also have the Nebo M. So this is the huge, the Nebo U. So this is the huge radar system that basically combines all the previous ones that were separate vehicles. This one is absolutely huge, and I think I've actually seen some pictures of these being deployed in Ukraine and used. So really awesome radar system. They have this little truck down here, trailer system and all that. Really cool looking build, and typically these things would have some tie downs coming down, but they would just take up way too much space. So to easily display it and all that, I felt it was best just to leave it as is without having the tie downs, but just know it would. But yeah, really cool looking build there. And that's going to be it for our modern ground section. And with that, let's go ahead and move on over into our full-scale ships. So we do have some new full-scale ships added in this update. We only have one new World War II one. This is going to be the USS Midway. This is the 1945 version of her, so what she looked like when she was first commissioned. Absolutely awesome looking build, and I'm not going to go into super detail about it because there is a full dedicated showcase video if you do want to see it yourself, and there is an individual download for the ship as well. It's absolutely amazing. I love the way this ship came out, and highly recommend just download the world just for the ship, because it is so cool, and I'm very happy with the way it came out, and it's one of my favorite ships I've done so far. So I'm sure it'll be surpassed at some point, but this thing is just absolutely sick. Lots of really good detail, and all the guns and AA gun emplacements and stuff. It's just a really cool build. So that is the new World War II ship, and with that, let's go ahead and move over into the newer section, the modern full-scale ships. So in our modern full-scale ships, I have 3 new builds to show you guys. The first one here is going to be the Oliver Hazard Perry class. This is going to be the USS Oliver Hazard Perry. This was a frigate used by the U.S. Navy for quite some time and recently retired back in the early 2000s completely. But yeah, really cool ship. Again, there is a dedicated video for this, so I'm not going to go into super good detail about it. If you do want to see it a little bit more close up and a little bit more talked about, you can definitely check out that showcase video, which isn't too old after posting this video. So that's a pretty cool looking ship, and this was our first ship edition. Then right next to it, this one has not got a proper video yet, but coming very soon. This right here is the USS Bunker Hill Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser. This was the first of the Ticonderogas to get the VLS missile systems here. And just, yeah, this thing looks absolutely awesome. So again, lots of great detail in it. And there will be a dedicated video going in a little bit more detail about it. So if you do want to, check that out, that should be hopefully coming sometime within the next few weeks. But we have the Seahawks here, the fold up version as well, and even like a little interior hangar section, which looks really nice. And yeah, just a lot of really good detail on it. It's a super cool looking ship. And again, there'll be a download coming for it individually and a whole separate video. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then right next to it, we have this pretty cool missile boat here. This is Smirch, and this was part of the Nanchuka. I completely get this wrong a lot. The Nanchuka, whatever it is, 3 class. So this is a guided missile corvette. Main kind of focal point here is going to be these missile pods here on the side. Really cool looking version, and this is one of the more upgraded versions. So yeah, it has the radar located there, the whole mast system and everything like that. Just, yeah, really cool looking ship. I love the way it came out. These 46mm guns look sweet. And we also have the kind of their Sea Whiz 30mm guns as well. So yeah, it's a cool little corvette. Something kind of fun I wanted to build, and I really like the Russian aesthetic of military ships. So there will be definitely some more Russian ships here coming pretty soon. So that right there is going to do it for our full-scale naval section. And again, this is going to be behind the ground vehicle section. And with that, let's go ahead and move on over to our aircraft. So moving into our aircraft section, I don't really have anything too crazy to show you guys for the World War II section. This is going to mainly just be a few more American fighters. The first one here is going to be the TBF Avenger. So these were mainly made to put on the Midway carrier. But yeah, so we have the TBF Avenger here just in the later war color scheme and just the all dark blue. I definitely plan on doing one of the tricolor schemes as well, because I will be building some more earlier war carriers that will need them. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the Avenger. We have the landed version and then the wings folded version as well. So some nice designs there for it. And again, those are also on the Midway as well. Then right next to it, we have the SB2C Helldiver. So this is, again, mainly made to be put on the Midway, but we have the landed version and the landed version with the wings folded. and we also have the in-flight version of it here. So it's an awesome looking aircraft and some nice additions. Obviously nothing too crazy else added into this lineup, but you see all these naval fighters I've been mainly making just for my warship, full-scale warship. So there definitely will be more coming soon, but for the time being, this is all I have here for the World War II section. And the modern section has a little bit more added in, so let's go ahead and dive over there and take a look. So our modern section, starting with the United States, we have a couple new aircraft added in, and again, these were built mainly for the Oliver Hazard Perry and also the USS Bunker Hill. So first off we have here is going to be the SH-2F Sea Sprite. So this was used on the Oliver Hazard Perrys, basically a dedicated anti-submarine helicopter. Pretty cool looking build there, a lot of good detail on it. Came out really good if you ask me, and just really happy. So we have the landed version here, and then we also have the landed version with the rotors, or the propellers, or no, rotors is the correct term for these, folded back. And then up on top here we have the in-flight version, which has a landing gear folded in and all that stuff. So pretty cool looking model there for the Sea Sprite. Again, very happy with the way they came out. And then we have the MH-60R Seahawk, which is one of the most upgraded versions of the Seahawk. This one here is designed for an anti-submarine loadout with 2 torpedoes here. It also can be used for search and rescue, but this is the in-flight version for it here. And then we have the landed version of it below here, and then we also have the landed version with the tail folded in and the rotors folded back, so for storage and all that. So really cool stuff there for it. Again, nothing too crazy or anything like that, but yeah, some pretty cool looking builds here, some cool helicopters if you're into that kind of stuff there for naval helicopters and all that. With that though, let's go ahead and dive on back to the Soviet Union and Russia. So the last country to get any new builds is going to be your Soviet Union / Russian section. This first build here is going to be the Su-15TM Flagon. This is a interceptor, kind of a early Cold War interceptor used by the Soviets. So it's got the iconic green and stainless steel color scheme that was very common for the Soviet aircraft. Got a little bit of a loadout here, some gun pods and some probably air-to-air missiles, and that's the landed version. And then we have an in-flight version of it as well. So pretty cool looking build there. Very happy with the way it came out. Then right next to it we have the AN-12. This was a military transport plane that's actually still used today, I believe. This is the AN-12 Cub. Military transport plane, 4-prop, very cool looking plane, just pretty simple, standard, run-of-the-mill type transport plane. I believe this is more of like a light cargo / people transporter. So yeah, cool stuff here, and this is obviously done up in the Russian color scheme here as well. So yeah, good looking aircraft there. And then let's go ahead and move back to the oversized section. And we finally have our first aircraft added into the oversized air section. This is going to be obviously here for the Soviet Union / Russia. I believe this model in particular here is more of the Russian version. But this here is basically the AN-22. This thing is a huge cargo transport plane used originally by the Soviet Union, but still by Russia. I think these things are being phased out for the most part, but there are still a couple in service. And I think Ukraine actually uses these as well as like a, I think it's like a independent contractor that actually uses these and fuels these, like the AN-225. But yeah, really cool aircraft with its interesting twin tail design here. And we have the white, blue, and gray color scheme, which is the modern Russian equivalent. So overall, it's a really nice looking aircraft, and we have both the landed and in-flight versions there in this. So yeah, some pretty cool builds added in here. That's going to be it for the all the builds that's been new, and let's go ahead and move into the outro. And with that, guys, that's going to conclude my update here for the model world. Hope you all do enjoy. A lot of good stuff added in, so hopefully there's something for everybody to take a look at and enjoy. Had a lot of good stuff added in, and very excited to post this new update. Again, the next update here, hopefully coming in a few more months, we'll have, again, some more awesome stuff added in as well. Again, feel free to download this world and enjoy it for yourself. It's available for free on my Planet Minecraft, and if you don't mind, also leaving like a diamond and a favorite on there, and maybe even subscribing to my Planet Minecraft, because I do post a lot of builds before they're even seen on the YouTube channel. So definitely head on over there and check it out. But with that, hope you guys all do enjoy this world. And with that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.